This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and today I'm actually jumping off the Keanu Reeves bromance, and I'm going to talk a bit about a quote that I shared on my Insta story on Instagram, and one that was actually very simple to the point. However, I thought it was quite, profound may not be the right way to put it, but it's definitely pointing at something that's important. And it simply says, focus on why it bothers you, not what he or she said. If there was only one thing you ever took from my podcasts, let that be it. Let the focus of what you're feeling not be on the person that said or did the thing. Let the focus of what you're feeling be why you're feeling it. Hey, like to really fucking learn to take responsibility for your emotions, your reactions to particular situations. And I've shared a story before. I shared it again, I remember years ago, and I probably came more of a place from stubbornness, but maybe it didn't. Maybe this came from a place back then of being aware and sort of knowing what was in my control and what wasn't. And I remember having this disagreement with one of my friend's girlfriends, and she simply said to me, because I wouldn't apologize, I didn't believe I acted out of my values. She goes, well, it sounds like you're not, taking responsibility for your actions. And I said, well, it actually sounds to me like you're not taking responsibility for your emotions. Right. And which she didn't really like at the time. But my point there being is that I behaved in a manner that my intention wasn't to harm or hurt anybody. My behaviors didn't act in my integrity or out of my values. And I'm not going to apologize for that. You're not going to tell me what I can and can't say. That was a simple thing. Like whether the intention of mine was good or bad, it's simply the freedom of choice, the freedom of expression, the freedom of conversation, the freedom of speech, right? Now, the thing that I'm really pointing at there was simply going, she was able to go, that really offended me, and you shouldn't say that, you should apologize or do that. I can't remember the actual context. Whereas, and this is simply, there's a lot of semantics within this, but it was simply going, no, I'm not behaving out of my values. She's allowed to. She has every right to tell me, she has every right to say to me that I offended her and that I should consider apologizing. But that doesn't mean I have to. And I didn't. And the thing is that this is pointing to the same thing of being really aware why something's bothering you. That's what's going on, right? It's like, you're frustrating me. The frustration's in you. It's not in them. They are the object of your frustration. Why is it frustrating you? Not just simply, that's a fucking toddler, right? Just saying, I am angry. I am frustrated. I am unhappy. I am happy. I am this, and you're the object of it. I'm just getting pulled left, right, and center. That is a complete un-ownership, like just fucking irresponsible way to address our own emotions, behaviors, our thoughts, all of that. And so stepping up and taking responsibility for our emotions and our feelings and our thoughts is one of the most powerful ways that we can truly learn to overcome anything from anxiety through to depression, through to disempowering relationships, abusive relationships, when we really start to take ownership of our behaviors and our thoughts. And the amount of times I've coached people, and one of the most profound things that have come, into their awareness was that they would say something along the lines of, I would never let somebody treat me like this, but I have. I would never treat someone like this, but I'm letting them treat me like it. We let people treat us a particular way. We have a role to play in that. And when we just disregard it and say there's a perpetrator and a victim and that's it. We're disregarding human dynamics. It's in interrelation dynamics. It's not to say that there may be somebody who is a victim in that situation. Of course, they can be, absolutely. I'm not disregarding that at all. I'm simply saying there's complexities to it, and we must learn what we're responsible for and what the other party is responsible for. And even if the other party doesn't take responsibility for their stuff, we're not responsible for them taking responsibility of it. We are responsible for us taking responsibility of it. So that's why we should focus on why it bothers us, not what they said. What they said is simply a projection of what's going on for them. Why it bothers us is a projection of what's going on for us, right? Because if somebody comes up to me and says, Dave, you're a fucking, I don't know, idiot. And I don't know. There's so many things that came in my mind just then. I was like, nah, don't say that, right? But said that to me, it doesn't mean that that's what I am. I can be like, oh, I'm really offended that you called me an idiot. It's like, okay, well, that's just that person's experience of me. Whatever. That doesn't mean that is me at all, ever. Right? They can only be frustrated. They can only hate their experience of me. It's really different. As opposed to simply just going, oh my God, I hate you. They're actually hating their experience of you. They can't hate you. They don't know you. It's their structures and their limiting, I suppose, beliefs and not to put that down. It's just all of these things that play a role in how we interpret reality. All of them do. All of them play that role. And so the key thing there is that if somebody's upset with you, it doesn't mean that it's actually you. You could be the object of their frustration, but it doesn't mean that you're frustrating. On the flip side of all this, sometimes it is. But that if it doesn't bother you, then, and you're not out to harm anyone, then who am I to say to act or behave different? So this is the key thing about all of this. Hey, it's just a matter of going, well, what's in my power? And there's 4 things within our power, just to clarify. That's behavior, speech, emotions, and thoughts. People go, but I don't control my thoughts. I'm like, no, but you get to control which ones you deem to be true. The environment has a role of playing a significant role of what thoughts come into your mind. And this goes all the way back to my first podcast that was consciously wire your subconscious, right? We want to be able to select the information that we're around as much as we can, so that we're in a position where we're consciously making conscious decisions to wire our unconscious thoughts, right? Because if we don't do it consciously, we're doing it anyway. We're doing it with the radio playing in the background. We're doing it with the news playing in the background. We're doing it listening to other conversations. We're doing it reading marketing. We're consciously wiring our brain. It's constantly looking for information. And then that's really the brain's going to end up spitting out. But if you, over the years, can consciously put stuff into your mind that's going to be a benefit and give yourself time to self-reflect, hey, that's another big one. Some downtime, like 10 minutes a day, makes a massive difference. If you can do that, then you can change your whole reality, because you'll change the way you view your reality within 12 months, but massively in 3 to 5 years. But that's so long. It's like the fucking time's passing anyway. Pay attention to what's in your control. Take responsibility for what's in your control and watch your life evolve. On that note, team, I am done. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you found this podcast beneficial, it would mean the world to me if you'd pass it to somebody else that you think would also find it beneficial. On that note, I am done. Until next week, peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick. Slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.
To be everything at once, be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.